Maybe you think travel is just for fun, a way to escape work and stress. But what if every journey you take is a path to healing and growth? Would you believe it? In a world where we are constantly swept up in the current of modern life, with endless deadlines, non-stop phone notifications, and pressure from all sides, pausing to simply breathe can feel like a luxury. But here's something many don't realize. Travel isn't just about moving from one place to another. It's a much deeper journey toward who you truly are. When you live too long in a repetitive loop, your mind begins to be numb. Familiar streets, familiar faces, familiar stress. You start to forget what truly living feels like. And then one day, you find yourself tired, and you don't even know why. Empty, even when everything seems enough. This has a name in psychology: habituation, numbness from overfamiliarity. Like walking into a room with a strong smell. You notice at first, but eventually, your brain turns off that sense to conserve energy. Daily life works the same way. When everything becomes too familiar, your brain switches to autopilot, and gradually, you lose the ability to feel freshness, joy, or meaning in everyday moments. Even more concerning is what happens when you stay in that autopilot mode too long. Life starts slipping by without you truly participating in it. You wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat, but you don't feel present in your own life. This is where the emptiness and fatigue that so many young people today experience begins. Because when you step out of your comfort zone, all your senses come alive. You start to see more clearly, listen more closely, feel more deeply. The scent of unfamiliar coffee, the sound of waves, or just a kind glance from a stranger. And at that moment, you are present. And presence is how the mind begins to heal. Neuroscience has shown that when we are exposed to new environments, our brain shifts from default mode to alert mode. In this state, all your senses activate to absorb your surroundings. This not only makes you feel more alive, but it also actually boosts the creation of new neural pathways, a process called neuroplasticity. Imagine standing in front of a mountain range you've never seen before, or tasting a dish with flavors that don't exist back home. Your brain can't rely on its old patterns to make sense of it. It's forced to create new interpretations, new perspectives. This renews the mind and enhances creativity and cognitive flexibility. Even more fascinating, in unfamiliar places, we naturally become more mindful. Instead of wandering through past or future thoughts, we must focus on the present to navigate new terrain. This induces a natural meditative state, helping reduce stress and anxiety in real measurable ways. You don't become someone else, but you begin to know yourself better. What do you love? What do you fear? How much can you handle? What truly makes you feel alive? Along the way, you also learn to let go of control, because no plan is ever perfect. You learn to adapt, to trust yourself more, and sometimes to laugh amid the chaos. Travel has a strange way of peeling away the masks we wear too often in daily life. When you're no longer just the employee, the child, the friend, or the partner, You're free to explore your true self, and suddenly, the question, who am I, isn't abstract anymore. It becomes a living, breathing, raw experience. You might discover you enjoy silence, even if you once thought noise was what made you feel alive. Or maybe you realize you crave connection more than you ever admitted. You might even stumble into a new passion while trying something you'd never dare to do at home. But above all, travel teaches resilience. Flight delays, getting lost, language barriers, all of it forces you to solve problems. These little challenges, while inconvenient, quietly shaping your adaptability and self-trust. Each problem you overcome, no matter how small, builds confidence and inner strength. And that sets off a domino effect. The more you trust yourself, the more open you become. And the more open you are, the more chances you have to grow. No one is around to judge. No strict schedule to follow. Just with yourself. And in that silence, you finally hear your inner voice again. You might cry or smile, but you'll be more real, no longer pretending to be okay. Most people don't realize this. Even when we're alone, we're rarely truly with ourselves. We carry voices in our head, expectations from family, pressure from society, anxiety about how others perceive us. That mental noise is always there, drowning out the heart's whispers. Travel creates a sacred space, a moment when that noise fades. Sitting alone on a beach at sunset, or walking through a quiet foreign street. That's when you hear what daily life drowns out, and what you hear may not always be pleasant. A buried sadness, an abandoned dream, a realization you've strayed from your values. But those raw truths are priceless, because only through honest reflection can healing begin. Tears on a night train, a spontaneous smile while watching the waves. These aren't just moments. They are signs of soul healing. Some moments during travel feel like time stops. Standing before a majestic landscape, you feel tiny, like a grain of sand, and yet deeply connected to the universe. Or you share a smile with a total stranger and realize that human warmth knows no borders. Psychologists call these peak experiences, moments of extraordinary clarity and emotional richness. They have a powerful healing effect, reminding us that life is far more magical than our daily routines let us believe. When you return home, these memories stay. They become a source of strength during tough times, like spiritual gemstones. You can take them out, hold them close, and remember, life is still full of meaning. Travel doesn't just change how you see the world, it changes how you look within. Once you've known the peace of meditating on a mountain, you know that peace was always inside you, just waiting to be rediscovered. Once you've felt joy from a simple street meal, you realize happiness doesn't come from complexity. These shifts might not be immediate, but they soak into your way of living. You become more grateful for little things. You slow down, You savor them now. You face life's changes with more courage. Because now you know you can adapt and find your way, no matter where you are. When you return, everything at home might still look the same, but you are no longer the same. You're lighter, deeper, more in tune with what you truly want. And sometimes, just one step out of the familiar can bring you closer to your most authentic self. Travel doesn't create miracles overnight, but it plants the seeds of change, and those seeds grow, turning you into someone stronger, happier, more whole. So, next time you feel exhausted by life, remember, maybe what you need isn't just a vacation, but the journey is going to heal. Because sometimes, to find yourself, you need to get a little lost. Your next trip shouldn't just pack clothes and cameras. It should carry a heart open to surprises and a soul brave enough to face itself.